Phoenix 911, where's your emergency?
I need you to come pick me up.
What's the address of the emergency?
I'm at Circle K, but the emergency is at 21448 North 34th Drive.
Is that a house or an apartment there?
It's a house.
What's the emergency there?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, well, if you're calling 911, it's my job to find out. So I need to know what the emergency is.
I think it's murder.
What makes you think that?
Because I stabbed someone.
Okay. And where are you at?
I'm at Circle K on 35th Avenue in Deer Valley.
You just heard a man calmly admit he stabbed a 12-year-old boy to death. Not in self-defense, not in rage. He did it because he felt like it. But what if I told you this wasn't Andrew Ward's first brush with darkness, that his own family begged police to do something just one day before the murder, and no one listened? This is a story about missed warnings, about a killer who wanted nothing except to feel the thrill of taking a life. Stay with me, because what happens next will haunt you. He wasn't a child. He wasn't troubled in the way people like to excuse. Andrew Ward was 27 years old, a grown man. On March 12, 2014, he stabbed his 12-year-old half-brother, Austin Tapia, more than 15 times inside a bathroom in their Phoenix home. And when he was finished, he walked to a Circle K, bought a drink, and calmly called 911 to confess. Andrew Ward wasn't a mystery. He was chaos hiding in plain sight. Court documents would later reveal he had a long history of violent thoughts and disturbing behaviors. He told officers, "I just felt like killing. I'm a lunatic." And that morning, the only thing that stopped him from killing others was convenience.
I'm in Deer Valley.
And who is this that you stabbed?
Austin Tapia.
Where did you stab him at?
I think I stabbed him in the chest and in the neck and in the head.
Okay. And who is this person?
This is Tapia's son.
But how do you know him?
He lives in the house with me.
Oh, okay. So he's your roommate?
He's a family, so he's a relative.
Okay. Is he like a cousin or?
He's basically kind of like a brother.
Okay. And what happened? Were you guys fighting or what was going on?
Honestly, I just felt like killing.
Andrew had no job, no goals, no stable mental health care. Family members were concerned, but unsure what to do. The day before the killing, his sister called 911. She warned that Andrew had bought something, and she feared he was going to hurt someone.
Phoenix Police, this is Nicole. How may I help you?
Wonderful. Is there any way you can check my brother's room or anything? Because we feel really unsafe because we're not sure which spot.
Wait, what do you mean? What you thought?
He is really mentally unstable, so we're afraid he bought something that could possibly harm us.
Okay, and where is he right now?
In his room. He's 28 years old.
Okay, and who's there with you?
My mom, but he won't let us in the room to see what he bought. And we're scared. So
What's
we just
your
wanted to
address?
see.
Is that a house?
Yeah. We just want a police officer to come and check his room.
I mean, I can send an officer out to come talk to you guys, but I can't guarantee that they're going to go into his room and search his room.
You guys can't come in and search his room?
I don't know. I'm not an officer. I can send an officer to you, and they can talk to you, but like I said, it's going to be up to them. I mean, if they feel like they need to go in there and talk to him, then I'll be able to talk to him, but I don't think they're going to be able to just search his room.
Then, I don't know.
I mean, has he threatened you guys or done anything?
No, he's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. He's kind of crazy. He is seeing a psychiatrist, and he just got paid $400 and he blew it all. And he came through the door and it's really sketchy and went straight to his room. It looked like a box. I don't know what rifles come in. If it's like a box or something.
I'm not sure.
I just wanted an officer to come and see to check his room.
Right, I understand what you want, but I'm letting you know. I can send an officer to you, but I mean, I can't guarantee they're just going to go in and search his room because he's not doing anything. He hasn't committed a crime. He's not threatening you guys. He's not doing anything. He's just in his room.
So if he comes out with the rifle and kills himself, then
And if he's threatening you with a weapon or he's saying threats, then that's different. But you're telling me he's not threatening you in any way. He just went out and made a purchase and now he's in his room. He's not harming anyone. He's not doing anything wrong being in his room.
Okay, I guess I'll have to wait till he does something. Thank you.
The police came. They talked to Andrew, but they didn't arrest him. They didn't search the home. And less than 24 hours later, Austin was dead. Austin Tapia was just 12. He loved video games, baseball, and bugging his older siblings. He lived in that house, trusted Andrew. Probably thought he was just joking when he asked him to come into the bathroom that morning. Once inside, Andrew shut the door. He pulled out a knife and began stabbing Austin over and over again. Police later said there were signs of a struggle. Austin tried to fight, but he didn't stand a chance. And then Andrew simply walked to a nearby Circle K gas station. He picked up a drink, dialed 911, and calmly said he had just murdered his brother. When asked why, he had no answer. Just this: "I felt like killing." Andrew Ward didn't run. He didn't cry. He didn't try to hide what he did, because in his mind, this wasn't something to hide. In fact, this wouldn't be his only kill. Just months later, Andrew would strike again, this time inside a jail cell. March 12th, 2014. A quiet morning in Phoenix, Arizona. 12-year-old Austin Tapia was getting ready for the day. He had no idea his brother was waiting, no idea this would be the last time he'd walk down the hallway, and no idea he was about to step into a trap. According to investigators, Andrew Ward waited until the house was quiet. He took a knife from the kitchen, walked to the bathroom, and called for Austin. Austin trusted his older brother. He came willingly. Inside the bathroom, Ward closed the door behind them. And then, without saying a word, he attacked. Ward stabbed Austin more than 15 times. In the neck, the back, the chest. A brutal frenzy. Austin tried to fight. Police say he struggled to get free, but Andrew had the knife and the element of surprise. Over 15 stab wounds, 60 seconds of chaos, silence after. When it was over, Ward stood over his half-brother's body and said nothing. Andrew didn't call for help. He didn't check for a pulse. He didn't cry. He just walked out of the bathroom, left Austin lying there, and headed to a Circle K gas station. At 2:14 p.m., Andrew called 911. Calm, clear. He said, "I just killed my brother. I felt like killing." He told the dispatcher where to find the body, gave his name, waited for police.
Phoenix 911, where's your emergency?
I need you to come pick me up.
What's the address of the emergency?
I'm at Circle K, but the emergency is at 21448 North 34th Drive.
Is that a house or an apartment there?
The house.
What's the emergency there?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, well, if you're calling 911, it's my job to find out. So I need to know what the emergency is.
I think it's murder
What makes you think that?
because I stabbed someone.
Okay. And where are you at?
I'm at Circle K on 35th Avenue in Deer Valley.
And who is this that you stabbed?
Google Austin Tapia.
Where did you stab him at?
I think I stabbed him in the chest and in the neck and in the head.
Okay. And who is this person?
This is Google Tapia's son.
But how do you know him?
He lives in the house with me.
Oh, okay. So he's your roommate?
He's a family, so he's a relative.
Okay. Is he like a cousin or?
He's basically kind of like a brother.
Okay. And what happened? Were you guys fighting or what was going on?
Honestly, I just felt like...
Officers found Austin's body on the bathroom floor. The knife was still nearby. Ward offered no resistance when they arrested him. In fact, he smiled. At the precinct, he told investigators, "I just felt like killing. I'm a lunatic." He said there was no reason, no argument. He simply woke up that day and decided to kill. Austin Tapia was 12 years old. He had dreams, friends, a family that loved him. He never saw it coming, and he never had a chance to fight back. But this wasn't the end of Andrew Ward's violence. Inside jail, he would do it again.
It's a story shaking our community to the core. A North Phoenix man who admits to killing his own 12-year-old brother. Some new details are just coming out, each one more disturbing than the last. Police now have a theory. The child was playing video games when he was stabbed to death. The suspect's reasoning to officers, he felt like killing. ABC 15's Nohe Lanigraf digging deeper into Andrew Ward's criminal history. She's live at the jail. Nohe, this is the kind of story you go home and you're still thinking about it at night. It sounds like what you've discovered in the last 24 hours is he had quite a rap sheet.
Yes, Katie, before he was brought to the 4th Avenue jail here, criminal records show that he had a history with drugs, resisting arrest, 2 separate assault charges, once when Andrew Ward was 19, again when he was 23. And in fact, his family admitted to police at the scene last night that he had threatened them before.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Less than 24 hours after admitting to police that he stabbed his 12-year-old brother in cold blood, we see 27-year-old Andrew Ward for the first time facing a judge.
As you have been arrested for murder in the first degree.
A $1 million bail set, ordered to stay away from the rest of the family. Ward stays silent, but the official police report speaks volumes. His family telling officers he'd threatened them many times, mostly his mother, and he struggled with depression. In fact, when Ward went to this Circle K to call 911, the report says he told dispatch, quote, "Honestly, I just felt like killing." He specifically asked to be taken to a mental hospital, not jail. Little comfort to those who knew Austin Tapia.
It's just a sad excuse. I mean, he's got some problems, but...
Family friends try to focus on his past, a happy, active boy.
Couldn't help but love him. Great hugs, just... He's gonna be missed so much.
Ripped away from his mother, sisters, who are now grieving 2 losses. Austin, who they'll never see again, and Andrew, who they'll only see behind bars.
She's not doing no, but...
Austin's school, Paseo Hills, sent out this letter to families today, the principal expressing his sorrow, but also offering some very helpful tips so that your kids can cope with this. A few that stand out: you have to talk this out. You have to find out what your kids are thinking, how they're feeling. Give them a way to express what they're feeling. Maybe give them a way to draw or write about it. Also, spend some extra time together, playing before bed, reading before bed. Lots of extra hugs are in order. That will help reassure your kids during this time. And you want to be mindful when you're watching the news. Be aware that your kids are not focused on the TV when this story comes up. And really, those tips can apply to parents beyond Paseo Hills, because Katie and Steve, you'll remember that this is the same school district, Deer Valley, that just lost 2 teenagers to a murder-suicide just last week.
Yeah, it's so hard as a parent when you don't have the answers to the questions they're asking either. It doesn't make sense.
You'd think one murder would be enough. You'd think a man who stabbed his own brother would be locked down, watched, kept under the closest eye. But just a few weeks after killing 12-year-old Austin Tapia, Andrew Ward killed again. This time, it was his cellmate. 60-year-old Douglas Walker was serving time in Maricopa County Jail. He wasn't in for murder. He wasn't violent. He was sharing a cell with a man who had just brutally stabbed a child. On April 2nd, 2014, less than a month after killing his brother, Ward struck again. At some point during the night, he got out of bed, tore a strip of sheet, and strangled Douglas Walker in his sleep. Ward did not alert guards. He went back to bed. When guards arrived the next morning, Douglas Walker was dead. And Andrew Ward? He didn't run. He calmly told them what he did. "I killed him with a sheet. I felt like doing it." Again, no motive, no reason, no remorse. This second murder sealed Ward's fate. No plea bargain, no sympathy. In court, prosecutors laid it out. This wasn't a man who made a mistake. This was a man who enjoyed killing. He has no regard for life. He will kill again if given the chance. He's sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. No possibility of parole. Andrew Ward was a killer, twice over. 1 murder could be explained as madness. 2, that's not madness, that's evil. He was locked away, but the damage was already done. 2 lives ended, 2 families shattered, and the warning signs, they were all there.
All new at 10, we're learning more about a cold-blooded killer in jail for stabbing his younger brother to death.
Now Andrew Ward is facing new murder charges for killing his cellmate the same way. And just like his first crime, detectives say he's offering no remorse. ABC 15's Nohelani Graff is live at the Lower Buckeye Jail where this happened.
And no, you have to wonder whether he is fit to be part of the general inmate population at all here.
Well, Stephen Katie, it seems Correctional Health Services actually gave him extra mental health testing and cleared him before releasing him into the general inmate population here. 3 weeks later, deputies find he has stabbed his cellmate with a small golf pencil just like this and tried to suffocate him with a plastic bag like this that their lunches come in.
Full name and date of birth?
Andrew Ward.
Facing a judge for the second time since his March arrest, Andrew Ward is stone-faced as the judge lists a new murder charge, accused of killing another inmate.
Went to the psychiatric ward first.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio says Ward underwent mental health screening when he was first brought in. He had admitted to killing his 12-year-old brother. His reason? He felt like it. At the time, neighbors described two sides to Ward, a loving older brother and a man who struggled with drugs and depression.
I think we really need to work on mental illness and help these people and prevent stuff like this from happening.
Before transferring to Lower Buckeye, another red flag. A deputy heard Ward threaten suicide. He was put on a 24-hour psych hold, but County Correctional Health Services said he was okay to join the general population.
They did have him evaluated in a psychiatric ward. He was cleared, put him in there with another guy.
3 weeks later, deputies say Ward went on a stabbing rampage again. They found convicted robber Douglas Walker bleeding on the floor. Ward had stabbed Walker's eyes and throat with a small pencil when a playing card failed to slit his throat. He put a plastic lunch bag over his nose, smeared peanut butter over his face. Ward's response to detectives this time? No regrets. Now, Sheriff Joe says he may reevaluate these plastic bags that are served at lunchtime and switch to paper instead. Also, Mental Health Services is contracted by the Sheriff's Office. County Correctional Health could not comment on Ward's testing because it's currently involved in a lawsuit by the ACLU at issue how mental health care is run in our county jails.
Yeah, you just have to wonder how this guy got cleared to be with any other inmate.